After her husband drowned her, a creature she saved came back for revenge. The man submerged his wife in cold water until she was unconscious, tied her to stones, and sank her to the bottom of the river. He then emptied her dowry and hid it in the cellar. He believed his wife was surely dead, unaware that a huge old turtle was slowly swimming towards them from the riverbed mud. This turtle was one his wife had rescued from turtle catchers 3 years ago. Its shell had been cracked, and his wife had cared for it day and night, even instructing her to stay in deep water when she released it. The old turtle remembered his kindness and had been guarding this stretch of river. Seeing his wife being submerged, it immediately used its hard shell to push aside the stones, bit through the ropes, and carried her to the shallows. When his wife awoke, she was cold and terrified, too afraid to go home, and could only flee along the riverbank. Penniless, hungry, and exhausted, he stopped at a dilapidated temple to rest. Just as he sat down, 3 homeless men surrounded him, trying to steal the only old clothes he had. His wife cowered in a corner, about to be assaulted, when suddenly a muffled thud came from outside the temple. An old tortoise crawled in, its thick shell blocking his way. The homeless man, terrified by the tortoise's size and ferocity, scrambled away, his wife clutching the shell and weeping. The tortoise nuzzled his hand, leading him towards a secluded cave in the mountains. There, he had hidden his belongings, his old hoard of silver coins, provisions, and coarse clothing. She had long suspected her husband's dishonest nature and, fearing he might scheme against her, had prepared a way out. He spent the night in the cave and set off for the neighboring town early the next morning. In town, he rented a small stall with his silver coins and began selling handmade tofu. His tofu was delicate yet firm, inexpensive, and he never shortchanged anyone. He would give an extra piece to the elderly and children, and offer a bowl of hot tofu to beggars passing by. Soon, his tofu stall was packed, and business grew better each day. The old woman hid in the haystack behind the stall, remaining still during the day and guarding it at night. Wild dogs and thugs dared not approach. After her husband seized the family property, he gambled and drank every day, quickly squandering all their money. He heard that there was a kind and wealthy tofu seller in a neighboring town, and he hatched a wicked plan. He searched for her and, upon reaching the stall, recognized his wife immediately. His face changed drastically, and he then revealed his chest, rushing forward to grab her by the collar, demanding money. He claimed the tofu stall was also hers and threatened to smash it if she didn't give it to him. The surrounding tofu buyers, unable to bear the sight, pushed her away, cursing her as a scoundrel. The husband was pushed to the ground, filled with hatred and anxiety, secretly vowing revenge. He didn't dare act immediately, hiding at a street corner and watching the stall until late at night. Instead of striking directly, he secretly went behind the tofu stall and sprinkled the antidote into the old while he used for grinding tofu. He thought his wife would suffer from severe stomach pain after taking the antidote the next day while making tofu, thus ruining his business and allowing him to rob her. However, he didn't know that the old turtle had been guarding the well all night. Smelling the medicine, it immediately blocked the well opening with a stone and smoothed over the traces of the medicine. The next morning, when his wife went to fetch water, she found the well blocked and, finding it strange, dug a new, smaller well. Her husband waited for a long time, but seeing no harm to his wife, and with the stall even busier, he was furious. Not content with this, he devised another wicked plan. He learned that the son of a wealthy family in town wanted to buy tofu for a banquet. He approached the family's steward beforehand, lying that his wife's tofu had been adulterated and had caused her stomach upset. The steward believed him and brought men to the stall, intending to smash it and arrest him. Just as the steward was about to act, the old doctor, who had previously benefited from his wife's kindness, squeezed in. He often ate her tofu and found himself feeling increasingly comfortable. He already knew the tofu was clean. He immediately produced a prescription as proof, accusing the husband of malicious framing. The surrounding neighbors also testified, saying the wife was kind and never did anything wrong. The steward, realizing his mistake, quickly apologized and even ordered the tofu for the banquet. The husband's scheme had failed again, and he was exposed. Enraged, he was nearly driven mad. His eyes turned red with rage. He no longer wanted to scheme, only to burn down the tofu stall, destroying both his money and his life. That night, he piled dry firewood at the stall entrance, lit a tinderbox, and the fire quickly blazed up, illuminating the entire street. His wife was awakened by the smoke, and with the door blocked by fire, she couldn't escape. Just when he thought he was surely going to die, the old tortoise suddenly rushed out, braving the flames to smash open the burning door with its hard shell, carrying him to safety. The old tortoise's shell was blackened by the fire, and its limbs were scalded. It lay motionless on the ground. Suddenly, a pale golden light shone from the old tortoise's body. Its shell slowly cracked open, shedding its shell to transform into a gentle-looking man dressed in a blue robe. The man was pale and bowed to his wife, saying, "3 years ago you saved my life, and I have protected you for 3 years. Now my spiritual power has dissipated, and I have taken human form. From now on, I will protect you for the rest of my life." His wife was shocked and cried. She quickly helped him up and cleaned his wounds with water. At this moment, a heavy rain fell, extinguishing the fire. The tofu stall was not destroyed. The neighbors, awakened by the fire, rushed over with buckets of water and just happened to see the fleeing husband. They apprehended him on the spot and took him to the authorities that night. After being arrested, the husband refused to confess, but all the neighbors came forward to testify. Coupled with his wife's revelations of his actions, including drowning someone in the river, twice framing others, and committing murder by arson, the evidence was irrefutable. He had no way to deny it, and the authorities sentenced him to a severe punishment, exiling him to the frontier never to return. On the frontier, he became lazy and unwilling to endure hard labor, always trying to shirk his duties. Finally, He was beaten to death by the foreman, and his body was left unclaimed in the wilderness. His wife and the man from Qingshan ran a tofu stall together, later opening a bean curd shop and a porridge shop that consistently provided relief to the poor, distributing free food during famine years. Living together day and night, caring for each other, they gradually fell in love and married. Life was peaceful and happy. The man from Qingshan never turned back into a tortoise. He spent his whole life accompanying his wife to fulfill his promise of repaying her kindness. Kindness is never wasted. The lives you save will save you when you are in dire straits. If you are kind to others, someone will always stand up to protect you. Even if a person with a wicked heart, greed, and viciousness gains something for a time, they will eventually be destroyed by their own evil thoughts. If you sow seeds of kindness, they will one day become the force that protects you.